Be a very smart demo right there. Take Markey out. Good save there by Pesci before that play. They're doing their best to try to prevent FlipSid from applying the heat that they usually do, and that goal guarantees a win.
Game one going to Swarm undoubtedly at this point with hardly any time left. You could see Stocky winning that contested 50-50 ball, putting it in, and now Swarm Gaming taking game one are... You know, keeping the double sweep alive. I don't think we've ever seen that. It could be setting an early record.
Yeah, if that were to happen, if Swarm were to not only win this tournament, but to do so in 6 games, I would be blown away. Because I would wonder what the heck happened to FlipSid that they would drop 6 games in a row. But they have dropped 4 in a row, so that dream is still alive for Swarm Gaming.
Yep, 4-game winning streak here. Very impressive from Swarm. And now they are the favorite so far, and who will be crowned champion this week. 1 game closer. This is, again, the last best-of-5 series that we have today. The winner of this series has won it all.
Yeah, it all come down to this. It's what we've been waiting for, these grand finals, and not only just the grand finals, but the decisive final match. And oh, Kuxir gets denied. And I don't know, I mean, FlipSid needs a goal like that. They need one of those early, like, aggressive statement goals to really start turning things around, and they're having a very, very difficult time making that happen.
It seems like they just can't get these goals to fall. Swarm has had a few goals that have been pretty fortunate in terms of bounces, and FlipSid struggling to have a little bit of luck themselves here and not able to finish off any of these goals. They've had plenty of shots, just not any goals.
Yeah, and that was FlipSid's problem, is they were putting a ton of pressure on the net in the last game. Like, I think they were just constant with how much time they were spending in the orange side of the pitch, but they couldn't get anything finished. And I know that I usually say, you know, if you keep putting pressure on, something's bound to go in, but you have to put the pressure on the net. You know, you have to actually get finishes toward the net to...
They have to be dangerous opportunities, not just lobs and better easy
Exactly.
clears. Absolutely.
Yeah. Keeping it in the orange zone is great, or keeping it in your opponent's zone is great, but...
And another near miss for FlipSid. They're not able to make it happen right now.
It's the story of this game, just near miss, near miss. And it's hard, because if they drop this game, they're going to be 1 game away from being ousted in 2 series. And that, I mean, I'll honestly say, like, if Swarm were to have just won this tournament outright, assuming they were to win, if they just won this outright, I don't know if it would have been enough to completely tilt the power rankings. But the fact that they're going to be doing this, if they win, and beating FlipSid twice in a row, that is a big statement.
And so far, you know, they're keeping the ultimate sweep alive, and the ball almost getting blocked by Kuxir, doing everything he could, but DeBoer just hits that in. A beautiful shot. Kuxir not able to save it. Replay gets skipped. I would have done it too.
We saw enough. We saw it go right over ELMP's head. We saw that Kuxir couldn't get to it in time, and Swarm gets a necessary critical goal here late in the game, though. Over 2 minutes off the clock already.
Yep, and you can see ELMP putting a great shot on net. Pesci there to knock that aside. They have to clear this ball out. DeBoer doing a good job of that. We're going to go bird's eye to see how FlipSid responds to this, if they can keep the pressure on in the orange zone. Markey doing so. ELMP going up for that, continuing to keep the ball in. Markey trying to get the ball passed out into the mid, but Pesci there for a strong hit. But still, FlipSid keeping the pressure on, and it goes in. So a critical goal for FlipSid as they tie it up. A great shot from Kuxir, denying the clear, putting a strong shot on net. Stocky almost getting the save.
That is more along the lines of what I expected. The shots that were developing there for FlipSid were on point. And oh, this floater. Oh, wow. DeBoer with a huge stop there. But yeah, just those constant shots on net. They were putting the pressure on, and something did go in.
What a great play by Kuxir. Just setting up ELMP for this goal. You could see him on the wall. Pesci coming out, trying to challenge it there. And ELMP just right where he needed to be to dunk that one into the net. So great play by Cooks here in ELMP.
Yeah, that was a little surprising too. Those sorts of really nice, clean plays have not been opened up by Swarm. Like, they haven't been allowing those to happen until now. Like, that was the first time they'd really let a nice, clean shot go in. Every other shot's been just brutal or long distance, or they've been forcing it in the net or something, you know, not quite so elegantly done. But they have turned it back around, so now they're putting the pressure on FlipSid yet again.
So, yeah, now wanting to tie this up to go into overtime, almost getting a good pinch there. Only one player left to beat back for Swarm Gaming. ELMP putting the ball in to a dangerous spot. Cooks here again setting this up for his teammates. Markey trying to finish it off, not able to do so. DeBoer finally getting it hit out, but it's still not out of danger yet. And a great shot by Stocky on the counterattack. Phenomenal play there. DeBoer passing it out to him. ELMP biting on this bait. And Stocky just slams it into the net. Great play, great breakout by Swarm Gaming. We're all tied up now in this second game, in the second best-of-5 series.
Yeah, and again, Kooks here just too late to get to that stop in time. Usually he's always there and able to make those big plays, but that's the second one that I've seen from him. But
oh, Markey with a vengeance.
Terribly sloppy defensive play here by Swarm. They just couldn't get a position to clear it out. It was a nice little bit of contact there by Kooks here to just sort of float the ball above the defender. But I don't know, they weren't making any solid contact, and Markey just owned it.
So we'll go on board with Markey and see if he can put another one in before time expires.
Well, Kooks here can. And he'll help out. Big critical goal there. We don't need to see it again, that's fine. But yeah, that was a big critical goal there, playing it off the wall and then aerialing it right in. 2-goal lead with a minute to play is great for FlipSid.
So FlipSid in the commanding position here, up 4-2 with less than a minute to go. Responding back, this will be the first game that they've won against Swarm Gaming in these series. Unless Stocky, it's still not over yet.
No, the gap has closed a little bit. 4-3, Stocky plays this ball off. I saw the pressure coming. I didn't know if Swarm could take it, but they did manage to squeeze one by. Now, time is of the essence. 35 seconds to get one more goal.
So like you said, though, Swarm not necessarily known for their last-second comebacks and bursts of scoring, and that is exactly what they need to win this game and keep their win streak alive. Markey with a great touch there. Cooks here with another bounce. Pesci, though, denying that goal.
Yeah, this is not where the ball needs to be, though. They should be putting shots in on the blue side of the pitch. The more time they're back here defending. Speaking of which, though, oh, and a good stop there by Kooks here. Redirects it just enough.
Yeah, 5 seconds left. This is looking like it will be all she wrote for Swarm Gaming. Unless Pesci can get it up. He does.
No! Couldn't get to it. He had a good position there, but I don't think it went far enough. So FlipSid finally back in the action a little bit here.
Yep, tying up this second best-of-5 series 1-1. So they're not out of it just yet.
Yeah, it is much closer now. Things have gotten a little more interesting. So maybe we had a bit of a Series 1 and Game 1 syndrome for FlipSid Tactics. But we'll have to see how this Game 2 of Series 2 goes. Right now, I'm not seeing a lot of all-star play here. I'm sorry.
This is it's a battle in the trenches right now is what we're seeing.
That first 10 seconds looked like a game I would be in playing. So I don't know what was going on there, but they seem to be a little bit back on point there.
In other news, Shalthus joins FlipSid as official third.
I think they want to win games. Not practically 2v3 them.
So we've got a nice clean sheet here. About a minute into the match. Swarm looking to make something happen as they are in the attack right now. Cooks here on the wall trying to get in a position for a clear.
Risky clear.
Yeah, DeBoer there to deny it. Still these teams working for control. Cooks here with a good spot.
Oh, and a big stop by DeBoer. Very nice positioning.
And the ball is in a dangerous spot, and Markey finishes it off. It's just bouncing in front of net. Markey says, you know what, I'll put that in. And he does.
You could see this one coming. Just the ball was bouncing around. It had tons of places where it was wide open on the net, and Swarm just couldn't touch it. And I knew that somebody from FlipSid was going to make contact on that, and they did. So they get the early lead necessary. Pashy, though, now trying to play it forward, and I think Swarm really needs to get a response here quickly, just to keep the momentum from tilting too heavily. If they get a nice quick response goal, then that can be a big factor here in keeping this game alive, else they might go down 2 games.
Yeah, but we've been seeing the ping-ponging of goals, between these two teams. It's happening quite a bit in this series, so Swarm does need that one right away, and they almost get it there, as DeBoer almost can put that one in. All 3 players running into each other at that point.
Yeah, that is ugly. Can't let that happen.
And the ball again floating helplessly in front of the net. Nothing happens, though.
Yeah, that was a little bit better. Swarm was actually behind the ball at the time, so they had a better position on preventing something from going in. That first one, though, no. Not quite. That's why Markey punished it.
Yep, and Markey trying to continue to punish him there. Cooks here with a pretty insane aerial attempt there. Flipping around over and over.
Yeah. I never know where Kookster is going to try to make a shot from, but I think the areas where he's capable of making a shot from, I'm pretty sure are anywhere.
Yeah.
So that's the big concern that any opponent of FlipSid has to have, is that Kookster will try to put a shot on goal from literally anywhere. So watch out when he's near the ball, because that ball might be coming towards you.
Absolutely. So FlipSid continuing to keep pressure on here. Swarm not able to break the wall. That is FlipSid tactics. Still not on the board. As Pashy tries to lead the breakout on the counterattack. A good bounce. And he tries to read it and not able to do so.
Oh, what a huge opening. And he couldn't get the angle. It just got taken out.
Yeah, he had to read where that ball was going to go off the enemy team. And he was just off. He hit it and it ended up bouncing off the post. So Markey coming in and making him pay. We're going to go on board with Markey's point of view to see that last hit there.
Stocky tried very hard to get to that ball. Such good positioning by Markey by putting it far off to the side like that. He knew that Stocky would have to go as far as he could, and he just barely got ahead of him too. So that was a great shot there by FlipSid, and I think they're going to be taking a 2-game lead in this series unless Swarm does something miraculous and manages to come back here.
We're going on board with ELMP, the sub for FlipSid Tactics this week.
Yeah, hopefully a long-term sub if they need him and if he's able to, because he is a force to be reckoned with on this FlipSid squad, I must say.
He's had some very impressive showings in this tournament so far, especially in the first series. Well, the first one before the first series. The one where Swarm went into the losers bracket. ELMP played great against Swarm. So he does have the ability, and it would be great to see him help FlipSid get back to undoubtedly the #1 spot.
Yeah, it could be a big moment here. You know, they really do need somebody reliable and skilled, and ELMP certainly fills that role nicely. But I think it would be a good boon as if FlipSid can take this tournament with ELMP on the roster. And
and he comes up huge there with that dribble play. A solid play by ELMP here as he looks for that bounce. Misplayed by, I believe that was DeBoer in the corner, who wasn't able to get that clear. ELMP made him pay with a great dribble into the net.
Yeah, and 3 goals up now for FlipSid. Final minute of play, pretty much securely owning this game for FlipSid Tactics. So, yeah, I mean, ELMP already, while we're talking so highly about him, goes ahead and scores. So,
proving that he belongs.
Absolutely. I mean, good showing here by FlipSid. I don't know what Swarm's doing here, just playing volleyball in front of the net, but they're not actually putting it in or on it. But yeah, I mean, this is just a game for FlipSid. They certainly have this one. They'll take the 2-game lead in the series, and that will put Swarm now on the back foot. I think if this series goes to a best-of-5, that would possibly be the best result. The most exciting.
Well,
result.
It would be very, exciting for sure.
So I mean, I say best for me. You know, maybe not best for the